See, oh, you guys can hear me. Great, okay. I'm gonna jump right in. I've got a lot to cover. It's gonna take the full 45 minutes. I'm going to be kind of talking fast to make sure I get through it all. So let's jump right in. My name is Sam Jarawan. I am a program manager on the Dynamics 365 Commerce team. Previously, before this team, I was part of the Windows Storefronts team, and you'll see where that fits in as I get talking. So part of the agenda today, before I jump into the extensibility side, I want to make sure I give you a little overview of what Dynamics 365 Commerce is, give you then an architectural overview, and show you the new pieces that I'll be talking about. And then we'll be diving into the extensibility. I'll also be giving a little overview of our tooling. We had a deeper talk of the tooling, the authoring tools, yesterday by a colleague, Anu. And so that would be a great talk if you want to get further info on that. So I'll jump right into the overview. So just out of curiosity, how many people are familiar with Dynamics 365 for Retail, that product? Okay, most of you, great. If not, that's okay. But this Dynamics 365 Commerce is really a rebranding of Retail plus a little bit more. And a little bit more, the main thing that you see here is the e-commerce solution. So prior to Dynamics 365 Commerce, to run an e-commerce or an online site, you needed to plug in a third-party e-commerce provider, but we now have it built in. We're just at a public preview mode right now, and in a few months, early next year, we'll be GAing for general availability. Along with the new e-commerce, there are also two other big components, and there were earlier talks this week on those. There's a recommendations engine that uses machine learning and AI. There's a great talk by another colleague over here on that, so you can check that one out. And there's also a ratings and reviews system. Now these two, we kind of call them omni-channel because they work with not just the e-commerce, but they'll work with the point of sale system as well as the call center. But I won't be going into much detail on those. We'll mostly be focusing on the e-commerce extensibility. This is what the authoring tools look like. I won't go into much detail on that you see on this slide because I'm going to show you a live preview in a moment. So I'll just move on from here. Here is the architecture. So what I'm showing here is the existing architecture for Dynamics 365 for Retail. This is where you use the headquarters app, and this is where you do most of your merchandising. You're creating products, creating discounts, customizing your channels and whatnot, and pricing. And then we have a layer on top of that we call our CRT layer, and this is where all the business logic happens, your order creation, your customer signups, and there's also a retail extensibility piece. Now, I won't be talking about that. There's lots of documentation online. It's been available for a few years, so there's nothing new that we're talking about in that respect. But as an example of some of the extensibility, on this chart there are 3 items. You can see the tax, shipping, and gift card extensions that you can add. There's the CRT. So on top of that, today we have the modern point of sale and the cloud point of sale. So this is what exists today. And the next few pieces that are going to show up are what is new. So here is a CMS system. So for our page authoring, when I show you, there's a set of marketing information. So if you can think of a home page on an online site, you generally will have information that isn't necessarily product specific about individual products, but more marketing focused stuff. That's stored in our new CMS system. And there's a storefront administration piece. That's the authoring tool I was just talking about. And then there's the surround apps. That's, again, I like to call those the omni-channel features, the recommendations and ratings and review. And then finally, we've got the big e-commerce web storefront sitting on top of that. One thing that I noticed was missing here is there's no arrow from the POS down to the surround apps. But again, you can access those apps from the POS as well as the call center channels. Okay, so let me jump right over into a quick demonstration of the authoring tools. By the way, I want to show you a few where our documentation lives for the preview. It is docs.microsoft.com/dynamics365/commerce. I want to make sure when you leave here, you can go try out our SDK. There's also an evaluation environment that you can request. And once you request that evaluation environment, what you end up with is a deployed website. Let me go back to the home page of it, called Fabricam. We have demo data. You get a headquarters, you get access to the headquarters where you can modify that data, add new products, play around with it, as well as the authoring tools. So I want to give a quick overview of the website, and then authoring tools, then we'll jump into extensibility. So what you see here is the home page. The home page is made up of modules. So for example, at the top we've got a giant header module, and inside of that module, that's actually what we call a container module. It can contain other modules. So there's a logo module, a channel category module, a search, sign-in, etc. Those are each individual modules that can be placed anywhere. Below that is a carousel module, and as I cruise through the carousel, each of these items is another module, which in this case, this was configured with hero modules, which is a marketing module. And this is just marketing information like this new arrival. That's what gets stored in the CMS system. So when this page gets rendered, it's calling into the CMS system as well as the retail backend to get the product data that's needed. If I just scroll down this page, there's a few more modules, product feature modules, and these are just linking to category pages. There's a video module here. We call this the store starter kit. We have about 30 or 40 modules that we ship, and those modules can be extended, and you can create your own modules, and I'll be showing you how to do that. I'm just going to drill into two further pages. One is the category page, so this is shoes in this case. Whenever I load a category page, there's one page hosting it, but each page for each category can be what we call enriched. I believe it was discussed in Anu's talk on the authoring tools, so if you want to learn about that. But that allows you to add additional authoring tools on top of the page. And then if I drill down into a product, we get to what we call the PDP page or product details page. This is where you can select the variant of the product, add it to cart, and below that, these are all attributes that are configured in AX. So you can configure it once. If you're used to using the retail product today, you configure it and it'll just show up within this channel as long as that product's been released to this channel. Below that is some marketing information for this particular shoe. So this was enriched again. And then below that, you'll see our recommendations engine control down here, and that will, it's using machine learning as transactions are coming in. It's deciding, what are related products, what are best sellers, what gets sold typically with this product, and you can upsell your customers there. And then below that is the ratings and review. Okay, so now I'm going to shift over to the authoring tools. When you hit the authoring tool homepage, the first selection you'll get is a set of sites. So if I just go back to my URL over here, just notice I'm using this training site 11. So I want to make sure I pick the right site here. So you can manage several different sites from within this tool. So I'm going to pick the same one here. Now the tools I have on the left are pages, products, URLs, layouts, templates. The way our system works, you start off with a template for your page, and then you build pages on top of those templates. You can also build layouts, so that's what the templates, layouts is for, but I'm going to mostly focus on pages right now. There's also assets where you'd upload your images. Again, all of this data is stored in our CMS system. So if I click over to homepage here, I can then see the authoring experience for this homepage. So the middle has a rendering, it's a live rendering, and I can interact with it. And on the left is a tree view. I'm just going to check this out here so I can touch it, and I'm going to open up this slot. So we actually use modules throughout this, so you don't notice this right now, but in the layout that was created, there's a page module, a page container. And container modules can define different regions. We call them slots. So you'll see somebody had declared a header slot, and there's a header module in it. And in fact, we have another thing called fragments. So this whole module, the whole header module or set of modules was stored as a fragment. That way you can edit it in one spot. So I can't edit it here. In fact, if I look on the right side, it says edit fragment. That will take me to the fragment editor. Now down here is that carousel module I talked about. And if I open that up, I'll see 3 hero modules inside of there. So this is the last thing I want to call out here because I'm going to be building a module with you guys, and I want to show you what the configurations are. So when I select the module, all the configurations, you might think of them as properties, are on the right-hand side, And you can see things like Into the Summer Breeze here. There's some marketing content. There's also a heading here. When I click on the heading, it allows me to pick a heading, H1 or 2, an HTML heading tag. And then as I scroll down here, there's more. There's things like images. When I click on an image, it brings up the image picker. There's also links. If I want to set up a link on this module. Now this is all configured by the module developer, which happened to be us in this case. And below that, there's an enumerator with a few more items and then some Booleans. So I just want to show you that there's different types that we support in here. All right, so that's all for that demo. I'm going to quickly switch back and dive into the e-commerce extensibility parts. So the way our system works, when a shopper hits the end page, you can see over here the shopper on the left, they will make an HTTP request, and it'll hit our Commerce Online platform. That is responsible for doing the globalization, security, and then it figures out what page is being requested, and it'll hit the Azure CMS that stores the page layouts. It's actually a combination of files that get pulled in from there. They're really just JSON files that get saved behind the scene. What then happens is that JSON gets kind of thrown over to the partner node container. That's responsible for rendering. That's responsible for pulling in all of these modules and something called data actions to get data. So the starter kit, as I mentioned, has three things. It has modules, which I've just shown you, are responsible for rendering UI. It has data actions, which pulls in data for your modules. And these data, we have a set of core data actions that call into retail server APIs, for example, or the recommendations engine APIs, or the ratings and review APIs. You can also extend and create your own modules and your own data actions to call any third-party services that you want. So that's what the right-hand side shows over here, the customizations. So you can add your own modules, data actions, and then the last thing I haven't mentioned yet is you can also upload your own themes. So I'll show you how our starter kit has a Fabricam theme that you can use to get started. So the dev skill requirements, we're using a pretty modern stack. If you're familiar with React and JavaScript, these are real modern tools, Facebook, Instagram, a lot of the big companies are using these days. So the typical dev skills are React, TypeScript, JavaScript, Node. We use Node, JS, and so also some familiarity with NPM if you've used Node is good, and some Sass. We use Sass for theme development. The 4 tools that you need to get started are Node.js, Yarn, Visual Studio Code is our recommended source code editor, and then Git. Git is optional. It's if you want to clone the SDK repository, you can do that, or you can just download the zip file. To basically do this, and I'll show you this in a little more detail, you would just hit clone repo, and don't worry about memorizing this URL right now. I'll show you where you can see it in our docs. Once you're in it, you run the Yarn command. Yarn is just a tool that runs on top of NPM. That will pull down the whole SDK. So really, the Git repository is just the configuration file for our SDK and starter kit. Once you type Yarn, it'll pull it in. Now, I'm not going to do this in front of you just because it takes 5 or 6 minutes to pull everything down on slower networks, and I found it takes a little while here. So let's jump right over there. Our goal is going to be to create a module, a product feature module that looks something like this. So you'll see an image on the left and a title, description, and all this data is going to be pulled from the retail server. Now, when you guys leave here, I want to make sure you can do this on your own. So I mentioned already where you can get it, where you can get to our documentation. If you see this development node at the bottom, and then inside of there, the online channel extensibility is where all the docs sit for this product. So underneath Get Started is a setup dev environment. That's a great place to start. And that just covers the tools that I just talked about. So Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code, if you haven't used it, runs great alongside Visual Studio. It's a lot lighter weight and really great for JavaScript development. Node.js is simple to install as well and Yarn. And then once you want our SDK, once you're ready to install the SDK, you can go to the GitHub repo, and you can either clone it with this URL or download the zip file. And once that is done, again, you run the Yarn command. That will pull down the full SDK. And then to start your node server locally, you just run yarn start. So you're going to see me do that. So let's jump right into coding. So I've already done the yarn. I have my SDK installed. So what I'm going to do is launch Visual Studio Code. And here I've got the directory open where the SDK was installed. The important directory under that is the source directory. That's where all your modules are going to live. And you can even see there's a module directory. You do get, when you install it for the first time, you'll get a Hello World module in there. I just deleted it to make this clean. There's a themes directory. That's where your themes are going to live. And if you just notice, there's a default.theme.sass in here. We'll be creating a new theme as we go. Page mocks allows you to mock a whole page. So if you want to locally test a bunch of modules together, you can do that. The last thing I want to call it before I create a module is this env file. This is where, as you run your node server, you'll see I'll be using port 4000. Now, normally, when you install the SDK, this information won't be filled out. But what I've done is, since I'm pointing to an evaluation environment, I'm able to point directly to my production environment that I'm using, and that'll allow me to debug my live site, but have it rendered with my local modules. That'll allow me to test my themes, test my module changes locally before I deploy it. At the end, I'll be talking about deployment, but to give you a sneak peek, what we do is we have a CLI command called pack, and you just run pack, creates a zip file, you go to LCS, and you'll upload it through there. I also have a pointer to my retail server, so as we're going, you'll see I can pull in live data into my modules for testing. If you don't have these, it's okay. You can use mocks as well to debug or build your modules. So I'm going to start by opening a terminal window right inside of Visual Studio Code, and I have a little cheat OneNote here that I'm going to be copying and pasting from just so I don't make live mistakes. And what I'm doing here is this command, yarn msdyn365, and then we have a set of CLI commands. So the first one I'm going to use is add module. And again, I want to take you over to the docs to show you a little bit lower under platform overview is a CLI command reference. And there's a few commands in here. So the one I'm using right now is this add module. You'll preface them all with yarn msdyn365 and then the CLI command. So you can see add module. You see up here, I won't be running this today, but add data action is in there. What's that? Your example command is an error. It's MSDID. Oh, funny. Thank you. I will get that fixed. Good catch. Okay, so what I did was I created a module over here, and I'm going to run yarn start to kick off my node server. What happens now is the TypeScript gets compiled into JavaScript, and while the first time you run it takes a couple minutes or so, but while that's building, let's show you what happened when I ran that CLI command. I don't know if you just noticed, but I called my module product feature, so a new directory popped up here with a few files in there. The most interesting file is this definition file. This one provides all the metadata for the authoring tool. So you'll see the friendly name in here, the description, and tags and categories, so you can categorize your modules. So I didn't show you, but in the authoring tools, when you want to add a new module to the page, you'll get a module picker. That's where this information will come from. This here view part just tells me which React view to use. So that's listed down here. And then below that are the configs. Do you remember when I was showing you the authoring tool, I had those configurations on the right-hand side? This is where all those configurations get defined. Now there's a little magic that happens when you save this file. It'll auto-generate this props.autogenerated file. And it's really neat in that any properties or configs that you configure here will get added to this interface. So you see this iProduct config here and the show text. That will allow me, and as I transition now to show you the React component, that'll allow me to get access to those properties from my React component. So if you've seen React before, this should look familiar, but there's a class that's created for my module, and it extends the React pure component. And there's a familiar render method. This is a React method that renders the HTML for your module. So you can see in here there's a div that's defining a row, there's a column, and then there's some text, config value. And then, as I mentioned, the config, you can get the data for the config within your module. So notice this config.showText. It's getting it from the props. So this.props, this is a little shortcut. You can just have config here, so I don't have to type this.config, this.props.config.showText every time. And that auto-generated file is where that magic happens, and it's pulled in as an import up here. Okay, I can see down here that it has completed. Whoops, I just hit right. And so let's go ahead and run this module and see what it looks like. So to do that, you run localhost. So the node server is running right now. And I'm going to HTTPS localhost port 4000 and modules, and then notice the type equals product feature. So I can display the module I'm working on I can display. So pretty boring module right now. But the last thing I do want to show in this module before I start making changes is, if you notice there's show text, right? Well, where did it get that data from? I don't have an authoring tool in my dev environment to set that data, so we have a mock file here. And if I load that up, you see this show text here. So if I change this to hello ignite and save it, notice at the bottom it starts recompiling. There's a watcher on, so it notices I've made a file change and it re-kicked off a build. And in a few seconds when that's done, I can go refresh the page and it should have some new text in it. There we go, looks like it's done. Refresh this page, hello ignite. That's how easy it is to use the mocks. There's one more file in here I didn't talk about, which is the test. So if you want to run unit tests, you can use this. But since I'm going to be making changes and don't have time to play around with the test, I'm going to just delete the test file. Okay, so step one of building our module, I'm going to start off with some static HTML. I'm just going to lay out how I want my module to look. So I will go over here and steal the code I've already written. So this is going to replace the code in the React component. There we go. I'll save that. While that's building, I'll explain what's happening in this. If you look up here at the top, there is just some static text, product name, product info, an image URL, and a button text. And then right below that is a little bit of HTML. Notice this column MD6. If you're familiar with Bootstrap, I'm using Bootstrap here to give me a grid system in my on my HTML, so that by setting 2 columns, if you're familiar with Bootstrap, it has a 12 column grid system. So when I say use 6 for one column and 6 for another, it basically allows me to split it up into 2 columns using half. So this way I'll have the image on one side and I'll have the text on the other side. So I can see it's done. Let's go see if that worked. Great, it worked. However, I just explained to you this grid system, but it doesn't look like 2 columns, does it? There's a reason for that is, although I'm using this, I haven't actually pulled in Bootstrap yet. That's where the themes come in. So this default theme, this is just a kind of a Bootstrap default that we provide in our SDK. You will definitely be changing this as you start building modules. But notice this line in here, Bootstrap, import Bootstrap. And also there's a simple primary color being set here. There's a font awesome font and glyph set being pulled in. But the important thing is this Bootstrap. So how do I use that theme? Well, that's real simple. All I have to do is add another query string parameter and theme, and then the name of the theme. And a little later, I'll be showing you how to write our own themes. And there we go. And the nice thing about Bootstrap is that I'll get automatic flow as I start resizing my page. So you sort of get that for free with Bootstrap. All of our starter kit modules use Bootstrap right now, but you don't have to. You can use whatever framework that you like. Okay, so that was step one. We have some static text in here, but we really want to make this more configurable. So let's go ahead and add a config. When I add a config, there's 3 files I'm going to touch. I'm going to first go to my definition file. If you remember, I mentioned configs go there. And all I'm adding here is this image alignment. In fact, I took that show text out and I replaced it with this image alignment. Notice it's of type string, but it's an enumerator with both left and right. So great, I'll save that file. Then I need a mock for that. I want to set that value to something. So this is going to be my trigger for the image rendering on the left column or the right column. And then the text would render on the other side. So within my mock file now, all I have here is image alignment in left. So I'm going to start out with left, save that. And the last thing I need to do is, well, in my React component, I need to leverage that value and write the appropriate HTML based on that setting. So let's go over here. I'll save that, and while it's building, I'll just show you the minor changes I've made here. In fact, this is the biggest change right here, is I have a variable for left and right. That's going to store whatever HTML is needed on the left side and the right side. Then I check the config.imageAlignment, so that is the config I set. And if you recall, I mentioned when you set configs in the definition, it'll get auto it'll get added to the auto-generated file. So if I go over there, if you check this out, I now have the image alignment property in here. And it also noticed I was using an enum, and it created an enum for me. So that allows me in my code to check that property against the enum value here. So what I'm doing is if the image is left, then I'm going to render, and I've basically split the HTML up into two helper functions, rendering the image and then rendering the info. And you can see that a little bit lower here. And then it just stitches it together with this HTML. So that looks like that's done. Let's go over here and refresh and see if it worked. Okay, well, I think it worked. Looks the same because I had the image on the left before. So let's go back to our mock and change that to the right side. Whoops. So I'll just change that to render on the right. Now, if I was to deploy this module right now, I would have that module show up in my authoring tools with one configuration value with a drop down for left and right. So again, pretty simple. I'll refresh this page. Boom, it worked. Okay, so the next step is I want to add several more configurations. So that I'm basically going to follow the exact 3 steps I just did, but I'll have a few more, and I'll walk you through the ones I'm adding. I'm going to add ones for the title, the description, the image, so they're all going to be options within the authoring tool. So again, I'll go to my definition file, and notice the changes in here. I have product title now, so this image alignment stayed the same. I have a title, which is of type string. I have a details. This is rich text. So in the authoring tools, that'll give me a rich text editor. I have another one called image. Now, this, by using this type, the authoring tool is smart enough to give me an image picker. There are other types I'm not using here. I have a string as well. And there's rich structures you can create here as well. You can have arrays and other things like URLs, and I'll give you the URL picker. So once that is in, again, I need to then set my mock values so I can test those. Go to the mock file and just notice. Now, this is the same text, so let me just throw in a few characters, AA and BB at the beginning, just so I can show you that it's actually pulling the text from here. And then lastly, I need the changes to my React component to leverage those config values. Oops. I pasted this in the wrong file. Let me back that out, go back here. There we go. Okay, so let's walk through the minor changes I've made. This time, instead of hard-coding the text to the product name, I'm now pulling it out of the config. So I just make sure a value exists. If it exists, I set it. Same with the product info. If it exists, I set it. Image and button as well. So once it looks like it's done, let's see if that worked. Whoops. There we go. Notice the AA and the BB. So that's being pulled from the mock file now. So I'm going to just quickly remove that. So now, this is, at this point in time, it's a fully configurable module. All the data would be stored in the CMS system for the title and description. But as I mentioned at the beginning, I wanted to pull data from our retail server. This is where data actions come in. So I'll show you how to use a data action. I'm going to, again, copy and paste and then show you what I'm doing. Okay, so in my definition file, first thing I'm going to do, whenever we add a new data action, I need to restart my node server. So I'm going to shut my node server off, just hitting Control-C twice, and then I'm going to replace this. So what I've added here is this new section called Data Actions. What this tells our server to do is run this data action. Notice this directory, it's pointing to Get Simple Products. So two things. So first, I want to show you in our documentation how to see the list of these. So again, back to our online SDK, and under should be a data action section here. Develop data actions, and then there's a list of core data actions. So there are data actions that get things like the category hierarchy, or if you just look at some of the get categories. The one I'll be using is Get Simple Products. I want to call and get a list of product information. So I'll be using that. Also, notice this path, commerce modules, retail actions. I can actually go and open up that file. So if I go back up above the source level under node modules, and then commerce modules, down here retail actions, dist, lib, and here's the list of the JavaScript pre-compiled or post-compiled JavaScript, and I can load that one up if I want to take a look at it. So that was get simple products right there. And this is great if you want to start customizing and making your own data actions. This is a good kind of sample code to start with as well. You can see the retail APIs that get called under the hood with these, and you can call them yourself. You can also add your own business logic to your own data actions on top of this as well. So one thing to note here, if you look in this code, I know where to look, but it's going to pass in the config.productIDs. So I need to make sure I have a product IDs string, and that's what the data action is going to use to talk to retail server and say, hey, get me the list, get me the product information for those products. So again, I'm going to go back to our definition file that I changed, and at the very bottom, I also slipped in this product IDs. So in the authoring tool will be a string that you can pass in the product ID. The next change we need to make to support this is the mock. So we'll go over to the mock file, and I'm just setting a product ID. This is a known product ID for one of the products in our catalog. You could pretty much put any in here. Again, you can use mocks. Because I had hooked up the env file to point to my retail server, I can actually get this data. So we'll do that. And then, this is one more file I haven't talked about, is this data file. So right here, this is used by data actions. This is the return variable for the data. So when the product comes back, it's going to give me back an array of simple products, and it's going to put it in this products variable. If I go back to my definition file, I actually declared, you didn't notice it here, but I declared that right here, product, so that needs to match up. So once we have that, the last thing to do is for our React component to use that data. There we go. Okay, since I have all that information, and I'm going to walk through that in a sec, I do want to kick off the yarn start. Okay, while that's going, let me show you the changes I made to the React component. So if you recall, I had added the pulling the product name from the config values. I still kept that in, but what I then do is check to see if a product was pulled back or not. So up here, again, I could just access the product information by this.props.data, but this is a little shortcut, so then I can just reference it via the products variable here. So what I'm doing is I'm checking to see if product's object was returned, as long as something is in it. And then I know I'm only expecting one back, so I just check to see if there's a result for the first element in the array of products. If so, I extract the name, I extract the description, the URL, and I did also, the price comes back as well, so I also extract the price. And the other thing I added was I'm passing the price into my little helper functions to display the price. So I'll give this another few seconds to finish compiling. When you run the create data action from the CLI, you'll get just like you have modules here, you'll get another top-level directory for data action. So that's one of the main three things we're building. Again, we have modules, we have data actions, and themes. Once this is done, we'll jump right into the themes. Okay, looks like we are done. I will go and refresh. If everything works, there should be a shoe that shows up. Yay. So this, again, is being pulled right from retail. In fact, just to show you, if I go back to my home page here, and I'll just grab a different shoe, and in the URL up here, we happen to have the product number, and all I have to do is go back into my mock file, change that product ID to something else, save it. and then refresh. And there we go. So now it's being pulled right from the retail database. All right, so now I want to jump into themes. So one thing I think I didn't show earlier, I want to show you as well, I missed from the top, is the ability to look at my live site. And I mentioned you can render your live site locally. So to do that, you would just type in, actually, I can just remove all this, just point to the root. Our sites are using AAD right now for auth, so it's going to ask me to sign in. And now my website is being pulled from my live site, basically the JSON file, which is being rendered locally. So I want to show you now what you can do with themes. So I'm going to create 2 themes. I'm going to also stop since I'm creating new themes, I'm going to stop my yarn start, and underneath a theme directory, I'm going to create a new theme. So we'll start with a folder. We'll call this the spring theme. And then underneath that, all I have to do for a theme is create a new file called whatever the name I want. I'm going to call this spring.theme.sass. And if you're familiar with Sass, I can also have a variables file. So I'll go ahead and create one of those. That's underscore variables.scss. And then I do have a little code snippet. This is going to be really basic, just changing the font, the background color, and the main color. So in my spring theme, I will set this text here. Again, I'm just setting the font. I'm telling it to use Bootstrap and setting the background color, but I'm using variables, so I need to have those values as well. And those go in the variable folder here. Okay, save those. Now before I run yarn start, I want to show you a little better way to create a theme. This theme is very basic, but you might want to restyle all of the modules, some or all of the modules that are in our starter kit. To do that, I'll create another directory, and we will call this the Fabricam theme, or sorry, the Ignite theme, but I'll start with Fabricam. My mouse just died. That's okay. So we'll call this Ignite. And then instead of copying, instead of creating new files, I'm just going to copy the Fabricam theme into here. To do that, I'm going to go to my folder where the SDK is installed. And under node modules, the Fabricam theme got installed locally under this Fabricam, under the Commerce theme, and then Fabricam, and then I'm just going to copy the files over. So I'll just copy those 2, and then go back to my source directory, themes, and the Ignite theme. I'll create my Ignite theme here. So there's 2 directories. I'll just go grab the files out of those directories. There's a variable file in one. I'll just bring it up a level. And I'll grab these files, bring it up a level as well. Now I can get rid of these 2 empty folders. And the last thing I need to do is rename this Fabricam.theme to Ignite. Save that. Okay. There is one more thing, but I want to do it through Visual Studio. If I open up the folder now, in the Ignite theme, do you remember there was 2 directories? One had a variable file. It was referencing it with a path ... So I'm just going to get rid of that since I have it all in one directory. Great. What I'm going to do is run yarn start now to show you these 2 themes in action, and then show you how you can change the themes. While that's starting, though, I want to give you a little overview of what you'll find inside of this theme. So under the modules directory, you'll find a Sass file for each of our starter kit modules. This is where you can go in and change any of the theme pieces of our modules. So if you want the hero module to look completely different, you can go in there and override the CSS if you like. So for example, I'll just open one up. Here's hero, and you can see the CSS in here, so you can start changing things. Or globally, if I close that folder there is a variables file here, and I'll show you this in a moment. But for example, if you notice the green over here, the button is rendering in green. That's the primary color here. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to show you how you can just change this, and then this allows you to create your themes locally against your live site and see them live. While that's finishing too, I do want to show you in the authoring tools how to change the theme. So if you remember, I was on this home page At the very top of the page, you can set the theme at the right-hand side. There's a drop-down for theme. You can set the theme, one, at site level. There's a site settings page. I won't show you right now, just for lack of time. You can set it on the layout, or the template, and any pages that derive from that template will use that theme, or you can create it on any of the single pages that you want. So you don't have to have all your site using the same theme. If you just want maybe just women's wear for 1 week, maybe there's some marketing campaign going on to have a different theme, you can do that. Okay, it looks like our build is almost done. Yeah, looks like it's done. Okay, I want to go back first and show you the product feature module. So if you recall, this doesn't have the theme on it. If you recall, I was using the theme equals default. So now I'll change it to spring. And it's just going to have an ugly purple background and a different color. So not too exciting, but just to drive the point home that you can create it. A little more interesting, however, is if I'm rendering my real site, right now it's using the Fabricam theme by default. So if I change that here, and theme equals, actually in this case I don't want and, I want question mark. Theme equals, and we'll call it ignite. Okay, right now it's going to look the same because I haven't changed anything. So let me go and change something. Let's make the primary color, I'll just pick blue. And also, so that's the variables. If I go to the, which one is it here? Foundation here, you'll see where you can pick the body background, for example, and there's a gray one. I'm just going to change that to gray. I think there's a 500. You look here. Yeah, there's a gray 500 defined here. So I'll just save these two files. They should compile pretty quickly. When that's done, I'll refresh and we'll see a different primary color. Okay, let me refresh that. And you know what I noticed? I saw some red over here, so this is telling me. What's that? Oh, typo, thank you. So this is a good thing when you're compiling, you can see your errors right down there. I should have picked that one up before. Save that. Okay, well that's happening. So that's essentially how you create themes. Now, I was mentioning deploying this. All of this will get stored as one single configuration package. So to create the package, let me see if that worked. Yeah, I might have done something else wrong, but you'd end up seeing a blue button there. If I have a spare minute at the end, I'll try that again. So to package this up now, you would just call a command, yarn msdyn365 pack. Since I'm down to a minute and a half left, I instead will show you the documentation, which has all the screenshots in it. At the bottom of this section is a deployment and maintenance section, and the package configuration and deploy. So in here, here's that command I was mentioning, yarn msdyn365 pack. That takes a few minutes to build. And then you load LCS. So if you've used Retail Server before, you're familiar with LCS. And inside of there's an asset manager. You pick the environment you're working in, or the project, and then there's an asset manager where you can upload. So you click the new e-commerce tab on the left, and there's a plus, and then you can pick your file, upload it. This actually takes a little over an hour to upload because it does a full processing of all the components and modules and does a full test check of those. Once it's uploaded, it's still not deployed, so there's a second phase you need to run to deploy, and you then pick the environment you want to deploy to. So if you generally want to deploy to a sandbox first to test things out, you can deploy it to the sandbox. Once it's done, you can then go to the authoring tools and you'll see all your new modules show up. I would show you, actually I think I have another minute. I'll show you how this module, I've deployed it already, looks. So I'm going to go back to templates. And I believe in this general content template that was already created, I can open up the body here, and I'll show you what open up the slot. And if I click the Add Module up here, that'll give me the full list of all the modules. And in here, I should be able to see my product feature right at the top here. Add that. And then all those configs I added were on the right-hand side. Notice this is the template, so there's no page yet. That's why I don't have a page preview in the middle. But notice here's that drop-down for the image left, right. Here's the title. Here's the rich text editor. Here's the image, which gives me an image picker. And then last is that product ID. So I am out of time. I see a red light buzzing over here. So thank you so much. Let me show you 2 last slides. Oh, by the way, yeah, our preview went live 10/1, and if you want to request a preview environment, you can go on to